Yeah, I totally get that, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you where they're at. All right, we are live prospecting in 4 minutes, or at least the session starts in 4 minutes. I'll explain how and why we're going to hit up the audience that we're going to be reaching out to today. And if you want to join in the Zoom, or not Zoom room, in our school community in the room, so you can see my screen and get a little bit more interactive experience, you can, if you're watching on TikTok, you can use the link in my profile. And if you're watching on one of the other live streaming platforms, the link is in the description to come hang out in the school community with us. And we've got some great free bonuses for those of you who may be interested in joining in there as well, including our scripts books, our scripting, which I will be using one of them today. So let's go ahead and take care of some more housekeeping items. Let's get rid of this. Clear out some things here. Okay, if you're watching on TikTok, the link to join us in the school community is in my profile. If you're watching on one of the other platforms, the link is in the description. Going to be live prospecting motivated sellers for a new investor client today. I will explain how that came about and why I'm doing that on today's live prospecting session. And after a quick introduction and explanation, I'll just get to actually live prospecting right on my phone using LeadDeck.ai. So hang tight, everybody. We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Get it started in about 60 seconds. If you're watching on TikTok, you can come hang out in our school community. The link is in my bio. If you're watching on one of the other live streams, the link is in the description. And when you come join, number one, it's free. Number two, you can come hang out in the room, see my screen, etc. And number three, we've got some great free bonuses in the community just for joining, including the scripts book that I will be using for today's session. So is it the top of the hour yet? What do we got here? It is the top of the hour. So let's go ahead and rock and roll. For those of you who don't know, most of you do, but for those of you who don't know, my name is Josh Shanley. I've been a licensed real estate agent for almost 20 years now. I got started as an investor a few years even before that. I have closed either as an agent or investor on hundreds of transactions in that time. And I've also coached and trained and provided software, etc., to thousands of other agents specifically designed to help them build their pipeline through digital marketing, strategic outreach, and a whole bunch more. And so I'm just going to share what I do and some of the tools that we've built for those of you who might be interested and curious in plugging into that. And specifically today, I'm going to be live prospecting using LeadDeck for motivated sellers on behalf of a new investor client. And so I wanted to explain why and how this came about. Because this if you're doing the work and you keep your eyes and ears open, opportunity can be anywhere and everywhere for that matter. And so I wasn't sure who I was going to live prospect today until yesterday. Here's what inspired what I am going to, or who I'm going to be reaching out to today for this live prospecting session. Yesterday in Bold Trail is my CRM. It is included with our monthly fee at eXp Realty. We have a couple of options now, but I've been using Bold Trail forever. I've been using Bold Trail for as long as I've been in eXp, formerly KV Core, now Bold Trail, etc. And yesterday morning, I sent out a re-engagement text, shaking the trees a little bit. It's a message designed to see who do we have in here who is maybe ready, willing, and able to take the next step in their property search. And so I'm going to share the message that I sent and then what happened that inspired who I'll be reaching out to. And then I'll find a list of potentially motivated sellers using LeadDeck, and then I'm just going to start tapping away. And this session will go until about 11:50 Eastern. 11:50 Eastern. We'll see how many I can get through in there. I got to get to it. So let me pull up my inspiration for today. His name is Chris Poborski, I think. Chris P, we'll call him. So yesterday, I sent this text message to Chris and about 1,200 other cold leads in Bold Trail. Cold meaning they weren't actively engaged as a client. It was very simply this message right here. Okay, and I'll try and make it bigger on the screen for those in the room here so you can see it. Morning, Chris. Still thinking about buying a home here in Central PA this spring. Could not be any simpler or more direct. Shout out, kudos to my guy, Dean Jackson. Dean Jackson is a legend in the marketing space in general, direct response marketing space in general, and specifically for real estate agents, real estate marketing. I mean, just he's like the godfather of direct response marketing for real estate agents. This is what he calls like his 9-word email. I didn't even email this out. I only sent this as text yesterday. And I got, I don't know, I'm going to say, including the stops and whatever, probably 100 responses to this yesterday. Chris didn't respond to the text. Chris called me. So he called me. It was, well, I can see here actually when he called me. I can tell you exactly when he called me. Let's zoom back out of this. He called me at 9:34 a.m. yesterday, and I answered one of the non-negotiables, right? Answer your phone, return all missed calls. You never know who might be calling, even if it says, potential spam. I call them. I answer as many as I can, and if I can't answer, I call them all back. So I answered and had a wonderful conversation with Chris. He told me what he's looking for. He's an investor. He's got, I forget how many rental properties he mentioned that he has. And he told me he's looking for properties that could be a potential flip. And he told me his exact geographic target areas. It was basically like 3 school districts in York County. And you better believe that I asked him if he had any properties in his portfolio that he wished he didn't have right now or that he would consider selling. And he doesn't right now, but he may in the near future. So Chris is who I'm going to be reaching out on behalf of. He's a cash buyer. He owns multiple properties. And it's a reason for me to reach out. I have a legitimate reason to reach out to potentially motivated sellers. Now, I have a backup plan if Chris isn't interested, because we have the institutional offer platform that we can get offers on. Not every property qualifies, and not every property, we can get offers on, but a lot of them we can. So I've got a backup plan. And then the backup to the backup is, would you be totally opposed to listing your property on the open market so we can bring you multiple offers and get you, the highest market value possible? So that's my reasoning. Now, before I get into the prospecting, one thing I did not do, and I did this on purpose so I could demonstrate something that I do when I connect with someone like Chris, to ensure that Chris doesn't forget to think of me when he thinks of real estate, to think of me when he's tired of a particular tenant or a property and he wants to sell it, or he's looking for another property, or he is ready to sell his primary residence. So I have his name, I have his email, I have his cell phone because he called me on his cell phone, but I don't have in here his primary address. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have his primary address, I'm just going to go to truepeoplesearch.com. And I'm going to try his email just to show you that there's multiple ways that we can kind of play private investigator here. That one didn't come back. But if I type in here his phone number, they make you type it in now. You used to be able to copy and paste it, but I'm going to type it in here. 9585. While I'm doing this is just a reminder, if you're watching on TikTok or if you're watching one of the other live streams and you can't see my screen, just come join the school community and you can come hang out in the community here. You'll be able to, comment, ask questions, etc., and you'll be able to see my screen. So the link is in the description. If you're watching everywhere except on TikTok, you have to go to my profile and click the link in there. So let's see here. So this is what's going on here. There we go. So that's Chris's number, and that's Chris right here. This is Chris. And let's see here. I'll show you exactly what I do when I have this information. So 941 Caspian Drive is his primary, owner occupied. So 941 Caspian Drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that as his primary address right here. I'm going to turn on the valuation and save that. Then I'm going to add him to a market report. The one he's currently added to makes no sense. I don't know how he got added to that one, but whatever. I'm going to add him to a market report for the zip code that he's in. Okay, that's a touch point. That'll just be, me showing up in his inbox. And then I also want to add him to my direct mail, my monthly AI-driven market update postcard. And this is a topic all on its own, and I don't want to spend too much more time on this. So maybe I'll do a deeper dive on this upcoming. But for now, I just want to show you how quickly and easily I can add someone like Chris to my list. I already have a list here of 426 people that get a monthly postcard from me. I view this as insurance against them forgetting to call, text, or email me when they or someone they know is thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. So I'm going to add him in here, and then I will take a couple of extra seconds and show you what an example of these postcards look like. They are dynamic and unique each month and based upon the address of the recipient. So this is an example of what that looks like. It's got their property on the front of the postcard. If there is no Google Street View, it will show the Google Map view. It's a monthly market update for, the person. And then the back is, once again, it's dynamic based upon the month and the address of the recipient. Okay. For me, it's insurance against the people on this list forgetting to call, text, or email me when they or someone they know is thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Okay. So now we got to go find who are the motivated sellers that I've got. Okay. Once again, if you're on TikTok, the link to join us in the school community is in the profile. If you're on one of the other live streaming and you can't see my screen, it means you need to go to the description and join the school community, and you can come hang out in here and also see my screen. So you can ask questions in the chat and you can see my screen. I am now logged into LeadDeck, and actually I need to log out and log into a different account. I was in Ed's account. Ed is my local fella who is calling and bringing me warm, engaged leads. He got me a screaming good one on Monday, and I didn't even get to reach out to the lead until this morning, and it could be a good one. Oh boy. 17408 is the zip code that I'm going to use for this. This is one of the three geographic target areas that Chris told me he is interested or potentially interested in properties. So I am going to use a filter stack, a list stack. I'm going to list stack tired and involuntary lean. That's 5. You know what? I'm going to hit save and new, and we might keep it to 5 today. We'll see. But I'm going to take one other look here. Is there any out-of-state involuntary? 0. Okay. What about in-state absentee and involuntary? 12. Okay, that's probably too many. What about inherited and an involuntary lien? 2. Beautiful. Now we're up to 7. And I'll go vacant and involuntary. Are there any of those? 0. Okay, well, I've got 7. That's a good start. If I need more, we'll expand it out. So I have those as saved targets. And now for me to get started on working them, I need to run these. So I'm going to run now. That's going and finding all the contact information for the leads, for the contacts. And then I'm going to run this second one here. And then I'm going to get right to it. Okay, so I'm going to, how do I get this back full screen? Oh, Josh, silly Billy. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to go back to my phone. Whoops. And once I have them loaded up, all I have to do is go to my preferred web browser and log into LeadDeck on my phone. It's a web-based app. You just log in from your preferred web browser. Now, I'm going to refresh it just to make sure. And then if I go to Deal Deck, I should see. I do. So I've got these 2 zip codes. One of them is tired landlord plus involuntary lien. One of them is tired landlord plus inherited. I'm going to tap to open up the first here and look at all these filter stacks on this first one. In-state absentee, cash buyer, free and clear, high equity, involuntary lien, senior owner, tired landlord, all of them. 91 sell score. 91 sell score. Now, the numbers that came back are on the DNC. So I'm not going to call those numbers, but I do have some working emails, and one of them is definitely one of the owners. It's first name dot last name at yahoo.com. I can virtually guarantee that is one of the owners. And what happens is when I tap to email, it's pre-populated. It's got the address, name, etc. And you know what? I forgot. It's Lona. It's Ronald and Lona. And I need to change it because it's very clearly Lona. that her email is. Okay. And it looks like I've tapped 4 times to email. Now I really want to get a hold of these folks. They've got a PO box for a mailing address. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap to enhance the skip trace to see if I can get any other contact data. Oh boy, and did I ever. I got a whole bunch more numbers and emails. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm looking at the emails. And I don't know if I've got a good working one here, but I'm going to try this other email. It looks like it's maybe a business email. And if I had to guess, some of these other emails are tenant email, because on non-owner occupied properties, that will happen a lot. I'm going to try this landline that's not on the DNC. You never know. It's ringing. I was going to say it's probably not a working number, but it is ringing. Well, it's not a working number. It rang for a couple of times and then did the do. I've got 2 more phone numbers that I can try that are not on the DNC. And there's no harm in trying. And I really want to get a hold of these folks to see. That one's not good either. Last phone number. And then there's one last thing I'm going to do. That one's not good either. Okay, so here's what I've done thus far. I've sent 5 emails. I've tried 3 phone numbers. The last thing I'm going to do before I move on to the next one is I'm going to tap to send mailer. And I'm going to add them. It's loading my emails. I'm sorry, my mailing list rather. I'm going to add them to the absentee owner, my absentee owner mailing list, because they're the property address doesn't match the mailing address. The mailing address is a PO box. So I'm going to assume that it's an absentee owned property and I'm going to send it there. Now, I could go, I could try and reverse engineer a little bit deeper what their primary residence is. But at this point, I'm not going to go any farther than that. I think we've done plenty with this one. I'm going to move on to the next contact card. Okay. Involuntary lien, tired landlord, in-state absentee, high equity. This has a whole bunch of stacks as well. Okay. The only phone number not on the DNC of the first 5 here is the third one, and it says it's a landline. Let's give it a try. Who am I calling? Robert. That sounds like a fax number. Did the okay? So I've got those 5 numbers, but I've got a good email and one that looks like I've seen enough of them to know that this is very likely his email. So I'm going to tap to email. I tap twice and email is sent. Tap twice and email is sent. And since I've got a very small audience that I want to go really deep with, I'm going to enhance the skip trace on this one too. A couple of things while that is enhancing. Number one, on TikTok, if you want to come hang out in the room, see my screen, etc., the link to our school community is in the profile. The other live streams, the link is in the description. Number two, because of the way we've designed LeadDeck, the way we're sending the emails is a one-to-one email. And I say that to say that on average, for me, I get anywhere on the very low end 10% and on the high end 30 to 40% reply or response rate per contact card. I'm not saying that I get a 10 to 20 to 30% per email sent, because on most contacts, on most properties, I'm sending more than one email. I'm saying for the property that I'm reaching out to, that is the average that I see. And I say that range because it depends on who the audience is, the target audience is. But a minimum, you should be, if you're not seeing a minimum of 10% reply or response rate, then we need to look at one of the following three things: the market that you're reaching out to, the message that you're sending them, or the method that it's being sent. Now, the enhanced on this did not yield any more data, but that's fine. And this is also, I don't know why I'm kind of being redundant, but this is a tired landlord target, which means it's non-owner occupied. So I'm going to add them to the mailing list as well. And we're going to go to number 3. So let's see what we got here. Okay, well, I've got a best contact that is a landline that is not on the DNC. So let's, I'm going to bring it up on my, you guys can't see my screen right now, but I'm going to bring out the contact card so I have the information, because sometimes I feel like I'm flying blind. I mean, normally what I would do is, I'd have my AirPod in and I'd be looking at it as I'm dialing, but voicemail. And it seems like a good working email. Yeah, hi. I'm trying to reach Joseph about the property at 1387 Valleys Road. I just had a quick question. If he could give me a call back, or if easier, he could text me. This is my cell phone, 717-571-0456. Thanks so much. So voicemail. I'm looking at the emails. And I think there are 3 emails. One, I'm not going to send. Pacbell.net. I mean, I don't know what that is, but I am going to send 2. One is a Yahoo, and one is an AOL. And as crazy as it sounds, some people still use AOL. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I say this so often, but there are agents in my market that in the MLS, their primary email, like their business email they have listed, is an AOL. All right, I'm going to send the mailer to this one too. So we've gotten through 3 so far, even with me talking, narrating, and all of that good stuff. Okay, now I've got a mobile number that is not on the DNC. Fingers crossed. Do we have a live one? Is that Eric? Is that Eric? I'm sorry. Is this Eric? Is this Eric? Eric Emig? No, not Eric. I don't know. It sounds like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that guy was welding, or I'm not really sure what's going on. But I'm still going to text. I don't think it was the right number, but I'm going to text. And there's another number listed that's not on the DNC. So let's try that as well. No, that's disconnected. Yes, well. Let's try and enhance this one to see if we can get some other working data because the email does not look like a good one, but maybe it is actually. It's a Gmail, and it is a Gmail, and it might be just a proud dad. I won't say what his Gmail is, but theoretically it could work. Okay, we're on to number 5. 95% sell score. We'll see. All right, first number's on the DNC, but I've got 2 that aren't. Let's try those. Okay, that one's no good. We'll try one more. Oh, you know what? I'm forgetting to do something here. I'm being silly. I'll show you something here in a minute. If you have questions or comments, etc., you can drop them in the chat. Oh, there is some in the chat. Okay, so mailbox is full. The first number was no good. So I've been forgetting to do this, but I can then hide the number so it doesn't show up in the contact card. Because one of the things that we recently added, Sean made an enhancement, is a hot list in your dashboard, which is we're using a scoring system and the AI that we've built into the tool to identify for you on a daily basis, and you can choose 5, 10, or 25 of the leads in your decks that you should consider following up with. So when you're going through, marking that information is helpful. There are 3 emails with this one that there are 2 names on the account or on the contact on the property. It pulls the first name, but these emails are clearly the second name. So as I'm tapping, I'm just changing the Norman to Larry. I'm sending those. I'm going to enhance. Why hide and not just delete? Because we don't have a delete button in there yet. But it keeps them in the contact card, and then they're just hidden from view. All right, so I've got some other potential working numbers. So let's try potential working numbers that aren't on the DNC. We'll see what we got here. Yeah, is this Norman or Larry by chance? This is Norm. Norm, do you still own the property at 3191 South Salem Church Road? You do. Is there any chance you'd be open to looking at an offer on it? Not really. Okay. I am. I'm reaching out on behalf of a client. His name is Chris, and he's looking for something in that area. What's that? Yeah, I mean, there's like we're reaching out in a couple of different areas, but that's one of them. He basically has 3 school districts that he likes, and we're looking for properties. Do you have any other properties? Is it listed on the market, or what's the address on that one? Okay. Yeah. What's Yeah, no, I get that. Sure. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Let me just pull something up here while I still have you. Just want to make sure I got the right. I'm looking at the right thing here. 2833 Drive in Dover. It's currently vacant. And looks like okay. And it looks like it's 3 bed. Is it 1 bath? Oh, that's cool. Do you know? Just because it's not showing here for me, how big's the lot? 3/4 acres. Perfect. And any idea how much you're looking to get for it? Okay. Yeah. So it's got the garage on the front. That's still a garage that hasn't been converted to residential or like a finished living space. So it's got a 1 car garage. It's got the pole barn that's in the back, 3/4 acre. Okay. Um, okay. I don't know that he's um obviously I don't know for sure that but this sounds perfect for Mike because he loves working on his cars and he doesn't have enough space. He's in Dover currently and he doesn't have enough space. Yep. Yeah. You're almost done with it? Yep. Yeah, totally. Totally. Beat up hardwood floors with some character for some folks is more appealing. For many folks is more appealing than mm. You're saying it has them or no? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. The roof. You do many of these? Yeah. Okay. What's that one? Uh-huh. Yep. What's your timeline on that one? Yeah. You're saying Anita Drive you're doing with your son-in-law. Gotcha. Gotcha.
it's not a new roof because on Anita, I think it has a pretty new roof on it and everything.
Gotcha. And you're just not going to touch the roof. You're just because it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But, they're getting fussy on roofs now, so. But they're both ranchers and they're both on 3/4 acre lots, which makes me nice if someone would throw a building in the back.
Yep.
They got plenty of room.
Yep.
So there they are. If you're interested, give me a call.
Norm, this is your cell. Okay, so I'm gonna share my contact info. That way you have it. I'm gonna reach out to a couple of folks on Anita, and just text you or call you if we want to come check it out in person. Perfect.
Now on Davisburg Road, I do have one person waiting.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta give him first shot at it.
Yeah, sure.
And he's been waiting.
Okay.
No problem.
Beautiful. Hey, I appreciate you taking the call, and well, we'll see what we can do on Anita. Thanks. Bye. So, I mean, that was fun. Okay, so let me unpack that. That is a feather in the cap of going deep. A feather in the cap of going deep. Because the number that I called was not in the original skip trace. I enhanced it, and I got Norm. And you couldn't hear both sides. And for those of you that don't know, Pennsylvania is a two-party state. So when I do this stuff, I don't want to ask for authorization to live stream the conversation. So I don't have any problem sharing my side of the conversation. And you probably heard some of what he said, but not all of it. He was not interested in selling the one that I called about. That has a tenant for 20 years and she pays and he doesn't care. However, I asked, what else do you have? And I almost had to dig a little bit, but he's got one on Anita Drive in Dover, which is one of the areas that Chris is looking, but he is flipping that one. So he's looking for a retail buyer. However, I wasn't whatting him. I wasn't BSing him. I have someone who this might be perfect for. They want a little bit more land, and he's a car guy. Tanya, you're doing my job. You were locked in. You were right on it. Absolutely. He's a car guy. And this place has a pole building with separate electric. And the deal, it might be a deal breaker for him because of the one bath. But nothing else. I have something that I then can use to reach out, see where Mike is at. And if nothing else, I've connected with another person who he does 1 or 2 flips a year, and he's got 15 total properties. So what do you think? What else am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did with Chris, and I've got enough time. I'm actually going to end on this. Is that had the connection? What do I do next? So a number of things. Number one. I am going to save him as a contact in my phone. So create new contact. Norm. What's his last name? Norm Will. And York County, Dover area, investor, flipper, landlord. So I added that. Okay, now it's showing up. And then what I was talking is just adding this so I can search quickly on my phone for him. So that's number one. Number two, let me share my screen. I'm going to add him into Bold Trail. Okay, I'm going to add him into Bold Trail and set up some activity, some additional actions for him. So Norm Will. Whoops. Norm Will. His cell phone. No, I should have confirmed his email, but whatever. And actually, one thing I need to do before that. I should have done this immediately. I usually do this as soon as I hang up. Hey, Norm, period. Thanks for taking my call, period. I'll share my contact card so you have it. I'll be in touch about Anita Drive. Okay, so I send that text message. I share my contact. I bring up my contact card in on my iPhone, and I'm going to hit share contact. I'm going to share that. That way he has that. I will also send, when I have a conversation with someone like Norm, I send him a personal handwritten thank you with my business card in it. You never know. And let's see if I've got, I don't think I got a good email for norman.will@yahoo. I'm going to assume that that's right. That is most likely his actual email. And if nothing else, I've got something in here as a placeholder. I'm going to mark him as a seller. I'm going to mark him as an active lead and me as the owner. And then what I need to do is confirm that this mailing address, that this is his and not Larry's. So, let me do this. I'm going to use, I'll use LeadDeck to find it. So I'm going to use the LeadDeck skip tracing so we can see. That's Larry. So how do I find Norm? Well, let me go to True People Search. True People Search. Where's Norm? Where's Norm's number? Oh, it was in here. No? Yeah, 873-1512. So let's search. Come on. Come on, True People Search. Hold on. I got to refresh, I guess. 77873-1512, I think was what it was. Yep. Oh, come on, True People Search. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Sometimes I just need to be a little more patient. 3181 South Salem Church. Is that right? Yep. Okay. So what do I do next? 3181 South Salem Church. 3181 South Salem. So I add him there. I'm going to add him to a marker report. And what else do you think I'm going to do? I'm also going to add him to the same thing I added Chris to, which is my direct mail list for the AI direct mail monthly update postcard. That is a mouthful. That is the worst name for anything ever. I got to work on the naming for that, but you get the point. So I'm going to add him there. And then I'm going to wrap up. But then what I'm going to do is, first and foremost, I'm going to reach out to Mike to see if he's interested. Secondly, both of these properties that he mentioned are going to go in my deal of the week email. And I will also post them on social using my inbound lead generation process that I shared, that you can find under leaddeck.ai/sprints. It's from February 4th, the February 4th replay. And then what I'll do is I'll do a sweep back through the comments, the chats, and we'll bring this this bird in for a landing. 81 South Salem. Is that right? I think that was right. And so this is, I think, hopefully a good real world example of taking one result and multiplying it. Chris called from a text message, a shake the tree text message that I sent yesterday. That gave me a reason to then start reaching out. I reached out to five. That was it. Five leads. And my guess is I'll probably get one or two other responses to either the emails that I sent or the direct mail once that lands. I mean, this business doesn't have to be that hard, but we still got to do the work. All right, here we go. Let's see here. My mom had one of the first AOL and is still using and prefers over her Gmail. More power to her, Tanya. I don't know, but and that's pretty cool. What is your script for this deck? So I think you heard. So the scripting I was using for this deck is the absentee owner scripts book and the two-step absentee owner scripts book, two-step, confirming that they still own the property. Now, when I leave a voicemail using that, I will typically say that I have a quick question because my quick question is, do you still own the property? And then, would you be totally opposed to looking at an offer on it? And Tanya, you sent me the report from Forewarned. So Davidsburg Road is one of the addresses that he's selling, and so is Anita. But I wanted his primary residence. And that process I used because it's saying that his current address, what it is saying, what is Forewarned saying, I'm sorry. What Forewarned is saying is his current address is not his current address. That's one of the properties that he's in the process of flipping, whatever. Let's see here. A couple more. Are you looking it up in Zillow tax record? So what I did while I had him on the phone actually was, and this is one of the other bonuses that you get when you, if you're watching on TikTok and you go to my profile and join our school community, the link is in the bio, or if you're watching on one of the other live streams, the link is in the description. When you join the free school community, you get free unlimited access to our instant offer platform. It's one of the bonuses. Okay. It's under classroom bonuses. Go to classroom bonuses. I entered the address on here because I wanted to see for a couple of reasons. This is just a quick and easy way for me to see what the AVMs are on it. And the AVMs on this one are wildly inaccurate based upon what he shared with me. I think his price is probably a little aggressive, but whatever. And I think this is reflecting current or previous condition. I don't think it's taking into account how big the lot is and the pole building, et cetera. But it's a quick and easy way for me to see these AVMs and potential offer options. I don't know why Zoomkasa or QuickBuy isn't showing up on this one, but whatever. What were the other questions? Stop the sharing. There we go. Hold on. What else we got? Yeah, so Tanya, I wish I could put them on speaker, but I don't want to get their permission. I just don't want to go through that because most people would, it's hard enough to get them on the phone and then do that. Oh my goodness. Lawrence asked, no Zap into Bold Trail. Yeah, I do have the Zap set up. I do, but honestly, most often I manually do it anyway, because, and this is an example, if I had pushed that in, the information would have been mismanaged because it's two owners. They're not related. I don't know. But I do have it set up where it will push. How long do you follow up with these people? For example, this Larry. Well, Robert, he is now in Bold Trail. And at a minimum, he's going to get my market report once a month. He's going to get my monthly postcard. And at least once a month, I send an updated value campaign to the homeowners in Bold Trail. And also, I have him saved as a contact in my phone. And also, he has off-market inventory for me to use as bait to get more clients. So at a minimum, he's going to get 3 touches from me per month. Market report by email, my monthly home value update campaign, and the postcard that I send. And James, I missed that. You leave a voicemail and text. Absolutely. Absolutely. The voicemail, I say I have a question because I want there to be some mystery around what is the question about this property. If I say the question in there, they are more likely to, like if I had said, let's say Norm, if I had asked the question, he may not have called back. And I may not have had, now I know he answered, but just I'm using him as an example. I may not have actually been able to get into conversation with him, which means I wouldn't have uncovered the fact that he's got other properties that he's looking to sell and will have more sooner than later. You sign up for monthly market report and the postcard with the home value and what else? So I add them to a monthly market report. I send them a postcard. And once a month, I manually send I have a campaign that I send once a month to all of the property owners. So everyone in my Bold Trail that I have a minimum, I have email and their primary address. I have a campaign that I send that is an updated home valuation by email. And then if I have a working cell phone, I will send a bump text. And then I send a follow-up to all of the people that looked at their updated home value. It's an entire campaign that I run. So at a minimum, those 3 touches each and every month is what Norm will get. And also Chris will now get, because I have a primary address for Chris. He was the one that I used as the inspiration from the beginning of the call today as an example. So in summary, use what you've got. Use what you've got as reason to take the next step. When you get some kind of result, use that as a reason to then multiply that result. There's lots of ways that this could look. It just so happens that today I used a phone call that I got, an incoming phone call that I got because I sent a text blast to be a reason for me to reach out to someone like Norm to make an offer on his property. But it also could look like, and I didn't even do a good enough job of this, but whatever. I had an appointment in my community, in my neighborhood last week. It reminded me to send out a postcard about a property I recently sold in here. And also I could have done more than that. I could have done outreach to let people know, hey, I just met with one of your neighbors who's going to be listing their property soon. I wanted to give you a heads up. And also curious if you'd like me to send you an updated value about your whatever. Just find as many ways possible to turn one win into more wins, one result into more results, how to compound things so that you can build your pipeline so big and so deep that just business is coming to you. Do you send a personal handwritten thank you card, or does that come from thanks.io? In a case like this, I literally send a personal handwritten note card because I also want to put in my business card. And I still think no matter thanks is, I mean, I'm the biggest fanboy of thanks.io, the biggest one for sure. And also there's something about something that is truly handwritten in a thank you card like that. So that's what I'll do. I have to go. I got to go tomorrow at noon Eastern. We're doing our weekly live demo plus Q&A of Lead Deck. And we're doing something a little special for those of you who had participated in the auction that we did in the school community a couple of weeks ago. We're doing something special tomorrow. And you'll just have to go and check out the post in there if you want to know what that is. But we're doing an AM and a PM session, which should be a lot of fun. One last time, if you were checking it out on TikTok, you can come join the school community for free. The link is in bio. If you're watching on one of the other live stream platforms, the link is in the description. Thank you all who are in here live with me. And also for those of you asking and engaging here, Robert, what's the cost of thanks? I mean, it's for their business plan, it's $49 a month. And then it depends on what type of mail you're sending. And the reality is, I would think about what is it costing me not to use it, but we can help you strategize and all of that as well. And Robert, we should definitely get you. I think Mike's getting you set up and integrated anyway. But you should definitely, if you if you don't have something that you're sending to your SOI sphere, past clients, etc., that postcard is, for me, it's insurance against them forgetting about me. That's it, and that's all. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the week.